This also something that you covered on your show. Again, Quincy has a show on YouTube. Google Quincy Carrier, you'll find it. Browns have the best roster in the AFC North, according to Pro Football Focus. Your thoughts on that?
Interesting, right? Because if you listen to people who say, "Oh, this team's going to be a 4-win team without Deshaun Watson," you that would surprise you that all of a sudden this team still has like the best roster in this division. It shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. And honestly, six is if Watson were in a better situation and more concrete playing time situation, I think that would be honestly higher. But you look at the names on this roster. We have dudes who are going to be all like we probably have what will be considered in like 10 years as about 50 to 40% of the all-time expansion Browns team on this roster right now. If you look at it, right? Like who's the best running back to play for the Cleveland Browns since expansion? It's Nick Chubb. Who's the best wide receiver to play since expansion? Is either between Amari Cooper or Josh Gordon, if you look at their resumes, right? And then if you go down the line, Myles Garrett, clearly the best defensive end this team has ever had in expansion. And you can even go back to pre-expansion. It's probably better than that. But you see what I'm saying here. Denzel Ward is up there with Joe Hayden as one of the better corners that they have had. You have almost the all-time expansion Browns team on this roster already. And then you're adding more talent behind that, right? The potential that JOK has here, right? Dearness Johnson might give you something. If not Dearness Johnson, Jerome Ford. We've seen this team is really good at developing running backs over the last couple of years, right? So all of this adds up to this being a really good roster. It should not surprise anybody. The roster has not failed this team the last few years. It has been other situations that have failed this team, but the construction of this roster, especially last year, kept this team from being a 6-win team like they were in 2019, and they were still an 8-win team given the turmoil that they had on the offensive side of the ball.